Yo, it's Crogol. Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet by the Wi-Fi battle. Today, we're gonna be battling someone new, someone chill, someone cool, and they're bringing a very offensive team as we have sort of a balanced team today. But it's gonna be a good match. So let's get into it here. Starting off, they're gonna go ahead and lead off with their nice shiny Dragapult. As we lead off with our nice shiny Sheila. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And turn one, I'm thinking, I can just go for Stealth Rock. This thing is probably a special attacker just by looking at his team. But he does go for the U-turn crits, which doesn't really matter too much on the first turn. But let's see what they U-turn out into. As I go into their Meowscarada here. Again, nice shiny Meowscarada. Totally legitimately earned. So we set up our rocks here first turn, nothing major. And this thing is definitely an issue for Sheila, because Flower Trick always crits. So we're going to go into Nera, our Corviknight here, because they're going to be able to eat any hit that this Meowscarada wants to go for. When I mean any, I mean any. This thing is a hard wall for Meowscarada. We exert our pressure here as they reveal the spikes. I know Meowscaradas have been using spikes lately, so it's pretty cool to see. So we know there's spikes, but their other three moves probably trick knockoff U-turn, as we do see the knockoff here. The knockoff our Rocky Helmet, which kind of sucks for us, but it's okay because we still wall this thing. As we go for a bulk up here, this is a bulk up power trick Corviknight. And I was thinking, maybe they were just going to set up more layers of spikes. So I'm just going to continue to bulk up here. But as we see, they're going to go for the U-turn. Doesn't do any damage to us, and they get another crit. They get a lot of crits this battle. Just watch. But let's see what they go out into as we go for another bulk up. We should go out into the Sandy Shocks, I think, right? Yeah, they go out into the Sandy Shocks here. Another shiny Pokemon. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? But we go for another bulk up here. This was a bad play on my part, I admit it, because this thing is very scary. But there's no way he's going to go for a ground type move. So I'm going to just go out into Sheila here. Hopefully they go for an electric type move. If they do, we hard wall. But let's see. We get hit by the spikes, which kind of sucks. But they do go for the Volt Switch, so that is good for us. And we're in a good spot here, right? So I'm thinking, what do we want to do? This thing might be choiced in some way. Let's pull a nice slick double as they go out into power, the nice shiny Tinkaton here. Activate their Mold Breaker, and we're going to double here. Go out into our Rock'em Sock'em. I love that Breloom's back in this game. Breloom is such a fun Pokemon. But this turn, I'm thinking, there's no way this thing is max speed, right? It's just Sport and get a free turn, right? Wrong. Incorrect. False. They go for the Thunder Wave. We are paralyzed. Kind of sucks for us because we are max speed on this Breloom. But we do get the Spore off, so that's good for us. Sometimes a slower Spore is a better Spore anyway, right? But I'm thinking, what do I want to go into? Because, let's go into Dawn Amnesia. It's max HP, max defense here. So, if they want to stay in, whatever. But they do switch out. So they're not going to let us get any setup on Dawn Amnesia. As they go into their nice Cerule Edge here, kind of get predicted, buddy. A little scrub move here as we hard wall with Dawn Amnesia. But that's okay. Totally not planned. I just wanted to set up with Curse, but that's okay. That's good for us. Obviously, this thing is not going to stay in on a water tape, so we're going to Wave Crash here, get a free turn from us, and they go back into the Masquerada because, of course, they're going to resist this, but do they really resist this? Let's find out. Go for the Wave Crash, of course. It does a lot of damage. I have no attack EVs in this thing. Does a lot of damage. Of course, we're going to go back right out in the Nara because I do not want to take a flower trick on this thing. So, bye-bye Donnie. Let's go Nara. Marinara. Oh, Marinara. Hey, good nickname. So we got in a Nara here. They do go for the flower trick, like we thought here. They Terra into a grass type. Nice animation. Not going to do a lot. Nice. I don't think I'm even like max defense on the Corviknight here. This turn I am just going to go for a defog here. The spikes damage is going to add up eventually, and I do not want my Pokemon to take it anymore. As he goes back into the Sandy Shocks here, he's going to get his evasiveness lowered because of our defog, and it's cool. And, you know, we get rid of our rocks too, so it's kind of not a good move for us, but hey, you know, it works out. So this turn, I'm thinking, you know, let's pull a slick play here, right? Because we resist both ground and electric moves. So we're going to go out into Rock'em here. And you're going to see that was a horrible play on my part. As they Terra here. Into what type? I don't know. Let's find out. Maybe a super effective ice type. So, of course, they're going to go straight for an Ice Terra Blast. And, you know, Rock'em is obviously not going to take the hit. So Terra Blast Rock'em goes down. That was a bad switching on my part, but hey, it worked out good for them. So now I'm thinking, you know, if the thing is, you know, choiced anyway, I definitely think Jeff is going to be the play here. We got our own shiny Jeff and the nice Iron Valiant. And I'm not going to predict much. You know, they get a lot of things that get easily hurt by Aura Sphere. It doesn't miss, it's stab. We're just going to click it here. No regrets. Choice Specs is going to hit whatever wants to come in here, if anything does come in. But they're thinking, you know, what is he going to do here? But he does switch out. He's a little bit chicken here. But this switch is amazing for us. They go into their mouse hold. Again, another shiny Pokemon. Wow. Totally bred. But they do get blown back by an Aura Sphere. Goodbye, mouse hold. It would have been nice to see you get wrecked by a nice Rocky Helmet from Don Amnesia, but that's okay. He sends this thing out. At this point, like, we definitely know this thing is, like, definitely Choice Scarf for sure. But that's okay. He goes for the Earth Power. Barely misses out on the KO. Maybe if he didn't Terra, it would have killed with I don't know. But we do retaliate with a nice double knockout with Aura Sphere. Gotta love Jeff, gotta love Jeff. And, you know, we're in a good spot. Sure, they got a cheeky KO with Rock'em here, but we're up, you know, one Pokemon at this point. They're down two. So they're going to go into their Ceruledge. Of course, they're definitely going to go for a Shadow Sneak here, right? If they do, you know, Non-Amnesia hard walls it, so we have nothing to worry about here. Let's see what they go for. They do go for the Shadow Sneak. It's not going to do too much to us. He takes the Rocky Helmet, takes the Life Orb. I think he did more damage to himself than he did to us, so that's kind of cool for us. Of course, he's not going to stay in again, so free Wave Crash. Of course, he's going to go right back into the Meowscarada, because that's the only thing that really wants to take a hit from Non-Amnesia. So he goes back in. Of course, he's going to do quite a bit of damage. The next one will KO if we, you know, choose to do that, but of course, I'm not going to stay in with Nara here, a nice free switching option for us. So I really want to like set up with Nara and just sweep the power trick, but it might not be the game for that. But he sets up his spikes again. Not a problem for us because of course we got that defog here. But you know, with this thing out, Nara always gets a free turn essentially. We're just going to roost up all the damage that they did to us as they go for another U-turn, of course, because why would this thing stay in? We're a flying type. But they go ahead and switch here. And they should switch into... Yeah, they switch into the Dragapult. They don't know we have Power Trick yet, so we couldn't do a little sneaky on them. We do get the Roost off here, and we're in a good position. Oh, wow. Dragapult is so tiny compared to Corviknight, I didn't even realize. When I'm looking at his Pokemon, I'm like, you know, this thing is most likely Specs. I think I can just defog for free. If he has Thunderbolt, that's fine. We're not going to die because we are special defense boosted or invested. He does go for the Thunderbolt. Good for him. Doesn't do, you know, enough to KO us. We get the defog off. Good for us. And I'm going to test out to see if he actually is Specs here because I'm not too sure yet. So we're going to go into Sheila as he does do the switch here. Goes into his Ceruledge again. And... you know, he got me. You know, good play for him. Good play for him. But we're still in a good position here, definitely. We're going to go into Sheila. And this turn, I'm thinking, you know, we're basically full HP. Sheila can probably take, you know, at least one hit from this thing. I'm just going to stay in and Toxic the boy here. As he goes for a Swords Dance, we are unaware of this thing, so... you know, not really much of a problem for us here. He does get the Toxic off, and, you know, he's on a timer now, so that's good for us. Of course, the Swords Dance boosts don't really matter, because we've got Sheila and Don Amnesia both have Unaware. And, of course, you know, Don Amnesia is always the switch when this thing comes out. So, of course, we're going to go for it here. And this thing is going to take quite a bit of damage from Don Amnesia this turn. You'll see. We send him out. A big boy goes for the Bitter Blade. Of course, this is going to do absolutely nothing. Heals just a little bit of damage off. And we're going to take that right back with our Rocky, Life Orb, and Toxic damage. This thing is in a horrible position. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know, he might want to preserve this later on for, like, you know, like sneaks, but he just goes straight for the combat and he's gonna knock himself out. So, you know, down goes the Ceruledge. Kind of sucks for us. Wasted Wave Crash. We could have did something else, but it's okay. You know, this thing is gone. That's good for us. We are up yet another Pokemon. And, you know, it's not looking good for our opponent here. He goes right back out into the Meowscarada yet again. He just gets a free switch every time. Right, and of course, you guys know the song at this point. We're going to go right back out into Nara. Because, of course, you know, why wouldn't we? We completely wall this thing. So, we do that, and let's see what the Meowscarada goes for. Maybe he gets cheeky, goes for a U-turn. I don't know. Let's find out. As he does go for the U-turn. Yep. Turns into a bug type. And, you know, Nara's still not taking much damage. Let's see what he goes out into. Most likely the Dragapult here, because I think the other Pokemon on their team is the Tinkaton that's asleep. Yeah, so they do go into the Dragapult here, of course. We definitely know this thing is Specs at this point, right? So we're going to go right back out into Sheila. Too bad my dog hasn't come out yet. My dog is pretty good. We're going to go out into Sheila if he wants to, you know... Shadow Ball or drop a Drake or whatever they want to do, but they do just opt to go for another Thunderbolt here. I don't know what the play was for that. They could have just like Shadow Balled and it would have did neutral to whatever came in. But I guess maybe they don't have it. I don't know. So of course I'm gonna get cheeky here. I'm gonna do a double switch as he does switch out himself, like I predicted, and he's gonna go out into the Tinkaton yet again. And yeah, so his entire team is shiny. I just realized that. Full 6 shinies. Wow, real, he definitely brought out this Pokemon. But anyway, we're gonna go on to Jeff here. And at this point, I don't really need to, like, predict. So I'm thinking, you know, Shadow Ball might do more, or I'm thinking, nah. Aura Sphere definitely does more because it's stab. So we're gonna go for the Aura Sphere. He definitely just stays in. He almost KOs. One more definitely KOs here, but he chose to stay in there to get a sleep turn off. And this turn, he's just gonna completely sack this thing, get a free switch into most likely like Dragapult, or maybe the Moroskart. I don't know, because they both outspeed Jeff here, because we are Specs, not Scarf. But yeah, so he goes back into the Dragapult here, and this this turn is going to be the end of the battle, as you guys are going to see here. We're just going to switch right back out into Sheila, and as soon as our opponent sees that, they're just going to go ahead and straight disconnect. Yeah, so that's going to be the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. And, you know, do all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, comment. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.